During Immersive March Madness, I've covered several aspects of Frame VR as I believe it is the perfect platform for building immersive learning experiences. In one of the videos, I talked about where and how to access 3D models and assets to add to your Frame VR environments. In today's post, I'm going to review a very simple, accessible tool for students to be able to create and import their own 3D models. The name of the tool is Doodle3d. So here we have a very basic tool set on the left-hand side, and that is where you will enter your inputs to create the shapes that you want. And as you can see, as you add content to the left-hand side, it is built onto the stage on the right. So depending on which tool that you choose, when you draw it out at a two-dimensional level, it is created on the right in a three-dimensional level. As you can see, there are various tools to create freeform objects, as well as more straight line objects. It's very simple to be able to change the colors by clicking the eyedropper in the middle and choosing the color that you would like. Click on the asset, and then on the right-hand side, you'll see that the three tools at the bottom allow you to edit the geometry and the shape of each item. The first tool is an expander, which allows you to raise the item. The second tool allows you to change the shape, and as you can see, I've duplicated the square, then I've placed it on top of the other square. I was able to bring the axis into the middle to create a triangle, and then I placed it on top of the other square. You can also do similar things such as shift click to be able to create and combine various objects, and then the last tool on the right allows you to twist the shape to create cones, etc. You can also edit the geometry and shape of the items on the left-hand side. As you can see, I can break apart or combine various shapes simply by dragging them on top of each other. It looks like a simple tool. However, there really are endless amount of possibilities to be able to create a 3D shape that you like. Let's start over. I'm going to create a simple shape to be able to then show you how to import that into your Frame VR environment. I'm going to quickly create the walls of a small house. On the right-hand side, click on the tool that allows you to expand and raise those walls up. I need to create another set of walls, so I'm going to do that inside of the first set so that it's easier to manipulate them. Complete the square, go back and raise those walls up again, and then use the middle button to be able to change the x-axis to bring that in to create a roof, and then raise it up by clicking on the center button, and that raises it on the x-axis as well. I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm just looking to create an example of what's possible. Then I want to create a door, and the best way to do that would be able to use the eraser tool. However, you'll notice that when I click on the eraser tool and click take away, it takes away a piece of the shape, and those shapes are connected to each other. That means that it took away both the wall and the roof, which is not what I want to do. I'm going to undo that and then quickly move the top shape. Actually, no, I'm going to move the inside wall slightly, then use the eraser tool to create the door, and then slide it back out. There I have my basic 3D model of a house, and now comes time to export it. When you click export in the top right-hand corner, you'll notice that there is not the option to export as a GLB file, which is necessary for importing into Frame VR. However, there is the option to download as an OBJ file. There are several free tools online to be able to convert OBJ files to GLB files. Importantly, you'll notice that when you download the OBJ file from Doodle3d, it comes zipped in a file with two separate files inside. You'll want to upload the zip file because the system needs both of those files to produce not only the shape, but also the color and the material on the outside of the shape. Download that to your hard drive, then open your Frame VR environment where you want to place that 3D shape. Click on the plus in the toolbar, choose 3D model, choose upload from your computer, and upload the .glb file that was just converted. Initially, it is not going to be the right size, so you'll have to click on the blue edit pen and manipulate the corners of the shape using the gizmo. Continue to move it around and tweak it to be the right size, shape, and position that you like. As you can see, using the free Doodler3d website, I was able to create a 3D model that I can import into my Frame VR environment. If you've been enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing. It would greatly help my new channel, and share with someone you think could benefit from this type of content as well. Okay, let's show another option. I would like to create a 3D model of this skier icon to add to my skiing presentation that I made last week. A very cool aspect of Doodler3d is that when you import a picture, you put it onto the workspace onto the left. If you click on the picture icon on the right-hand side of the toolbar, then you click inside of the icon and simply drag down, you'll notice that it creates those red lines, and when you let go, it creates an outline of your shape. Then it's very simple to go to the fill, to choose the color that you want, and to fill in that 3D icon. Look at how simple that was. You can change the shape and the color if you want to fit your needs. I'm going to raise this up a little bit to give it a little bit more depth. And then once I have it in the size and the shape that I want, you repeat the process by exporting it out of Doodler3d as an OBJ file, going to the converter website, uploading the zip file, clicking convert to GLB, then download that file. Open your Frame VR environment, click import, choose the 3D model that you want, and you'll notice that I've got my 3D model of my icon, and I'm going to place it here in this scene so that it looks like the skier is skiing down that hill in the distance. One other quick example is using Doodler3d for text. There is a 3D text creation tool within Frame VR. However, it is not very flexible in terms of being able to change the color. So if there is a 3D text that you would like to add to your Frame VR environment and you would like to manage things like the color, I would suggest using Doodler3d. As you can see, it's very simple. Click on the text tool, enter the text that you want. I'm actually going to do it twice so that I can actually color one side and create a little bit more of a 3D effect. Using the same tools, get it in the size that you want and repeat the process, download it as an OBJ file, convert it, and import it into your Frame VR environment. So there are lots of ways to leverage this free tool, and I believe that it adds a powerful yet simple and flexible platform to add depth and immersion to your Frame VR environment. I will make future videos about similar third-party tools that allow you to create additional 3D objects to import into your Frame VR immersive learning spaces.